Mirrorless cameras have all but won the camera technology wars. For some, that may mean there's no better time to get a DSLR as their prices drop. But if you want to enjoy the best that camera tech has to offer today and tomorrow, you can't go wrong with a mirrorless camera. While we firmly believe that you don't need the latest or greatest camera to take good photos or enjoy photography, and we even think DSLRs can be some of the best cameras for beginners, mirrorless cameras have a few advantages. They're typically more portable than traditional DSLRs, feature precise and responsive autofocus systems, and have electronic viewfinders that let you preview your exposure in real time. They've come a long way in a short period, with a constantly expanding market that caters to a range of budgets and experience levels. We've tested over 105 cameras in our lab, and below you'll find the best mirrorless cameras that we recommend. If you're specifically looking for a full-frame model, check out the best full-frame mirrorless cameras we've tested instead. Alternatively, if you're buying your first camera, you might also want to look at our top mirrorless cameras for beginners, or the best budget mirrorless cameras we've tested. Otherwise, you can check out the best digital cameras we've tested more broadly. We have listed the 5 best budget mirrorless cameras 2024 and their key features you need to consider this to help you choose the best one for you. For more information on the product, as always, I've included a link in the description box down below, which are updated with the best prices on each product. Like the video, comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Be sure to stay tuned till the end so you don't miss anything. Now let's get started. Number 5. Canon EOS R100. Canon's entry-level EOS R100 mirrorless camera, $479.99 body only, is the spiritual successor to the Rebel T7 SLR from 2018. This 24mm crop sensor model is far more capable than the older entry, and handles the imaging basics just fine, but its autofocus and video engines seem Neolithic compared with contemporary mid-entry alternatives. No recent camera in this class has earned our Editor's Choice Award, but budget shoppers can still snag the Panasonic Lumix G7 for around the same price as the EOS R100. Although it uses a smaller 16-nm micro four thirds sensor, its better video capabilities, vast lens library, and vari-angle touchscreen make it a stronger choice for beginner photographers. For the EOS R100, Canon keeps the feature set basic to realize the sub-$500 starting price. The small, lightweight body comes in around 3.4 by 4.6 by 2.7 inches, HWD, and weighs 12.6 ounces without a lens attached. Dust and splash protection is not something I expect from an affordable interchangeable lens camera, ILC, and the R100 does nothing to buck that trend. I do expect a touchscreen on most cameras, however, so the R100's fixed. Non-touch LCD is a drawback. Inside, it uses a 24mm cropped CMOS sensor with a focus system that supports face and eye detection for people only. The autofocus system might not be cutting edge, but it was reliable and useful in testing. The R100's video features are further behind the times, however. At 4K, for example, it locks you into 24 FPS with a heavy crop and slow contrast detect focus. Number 4. Sony ZV E10. The Sony ZV E10 is a 24mm APS-C mirrorless interchangeable lens camera aimed at vloggers. It features an articulating selfie screen with touch capability, 4K video capture, headphone and microphone ports, and a variety of add-on accessories to assist in video capture, including the hand grip seen in the photo above, sold separately, and a range of sophisticated microphones. Specification-wise, the ZV E10 is familiar. Everything from its sensor to its AF system to its video capability is the same as Sony's entry-level A6100. But design and feature-wise, some significant differences set them apart. The ZV E10, essentially the spirit of Sony's ZV-1 vlogging compact scaled up as an entry-level APS-C ILC. More than just an A6100 without a viewfinder, the ZV E10 sets out to make video capture a straightforward and high-quality affair. Let's take a look at some of the features and modes that make this possible, many of which were first introduced in the compact Sony ZV-1. The ZV E10 shoots oversampled 4K video at 24 and 30p. There's a noticeable crop in the 30p mode, 1.23 kx, the same as the A6100, but no crop when shooting 24p. Unlike the A6100, the ZV E10 gets Sony's cinema picture profiles, of which there are 10 different options. These profiles offer the ability to shoot a low contrast look for grading in post. The camera also offers S-Log 2 and 3, as well as HLG capture. But keep in mind, this is an 8-bit camera, and S-Log 3 and HLG footage will more readily fall apart a bit when graded, compared to a 10-bit camera. The ZV E10 also offers high-speed shooting capabilities up to 1080 120p, allowing for a 4x slow motion effect, with a 1.14x crop. Number 3. Olympus OMD EM10 Mark IV. The EM10. Mark IV is an easy camera to overlook, but if you're looking for a small stills-focused camera, it deserves serious consideration. Olympus has carefully refined this model over the years, keeping a strong focus on taking beautiful pictures. Its combination of a 20 megapixel micro four thirds sensor, 3-inch flip-down touchscreen, and 5-axis in-body image stabilization put it in a different league to smartphones and most pocket cameras. If you're a beginner or enthusiast who's looking to take the next step up in photography, this is a brilliant option. After the OMD EM10 Mark IV launch, Olympus was purchased by OM Digital Solutions, and new cameras are consequently branded OM System instead. So far, though, there's been little change in newly branded models besides firmware-level improvements, and the EM10 Mark IV is still yet to be replaced. That makes it an excellent value camera system for beginners. Lightweight, small, feature-packed, and with a superb selection of lenses for all budgets and photography genres. It doesn't have the latest autofocus or video specs when compared to newer rivals, while its dated micro USB connector doesn't allow charging on the go. But the overall EM10 Mark IV package remains compelling today, especially for newbie photographers. The rest of this review remains as previously published. Number 2. Sony A6400. First released in 2019, the Sony A6400 is the middle child in Sony's entry-level APS-C alpha lineup, sitting above the Sony A6100 and below the Sony A6600. Performance-wise, all three are similar, with the same high-res APS-C sensor and Sony's class-leading real-time tracking autofocus. This model is a good middle ground option, offering better build quality and a higher resolution EVF than the A6100, but missing the longer battery life and in-body image stabilization of the A6600. The Sony A6400 is great for travel photography. It's relatively portable and well-built, with some weather sealing for more peace of mind when shooting outdoors. Battery life is also quite good relative to other mirrorless cameras. Image quality is generally great as well, and it's equipped with an excellent autofocus system that can track subjects without issue. That said, its ergonomics and user interface aren't the most intuitive. The Sony A6400 is great for landscape photography, especially if you're looking for a more portable APS-C camera. It's sturdily built, relatively portable, and weather-sealed, which is good for outdoor shooting sessions at remote locations. Image quality is also impressive overall, with great dynamic range to bring out a wider array of highlight and shadow detail in high-contrast landscapes. However, its user interface isn't especially intuitive. Number 1. Canon EOS R50. Canon Netherlands sent me a white Canon EOS R50 mirrorless camera, together with the standard RFS 18-45mm f4.5 6.3 IS STM kit lens. The assignment was clear: make an honest review of this tiny camera. You can read the result of this review in this article. The Canon EOS R50 is truly a tiny camera. At first sight, it resembles the Canon EOS M50. Read my review for the M50 Mark II a lot, but if you look closely, the differences become obvious. The body has sleeker lines, and it has the EOS R lens bayonet. Although it is a tiny and simple-looking camera, it houses a lot of exciting features, making it a capable camera. I have listed a selection of specifications down below. The camera measures only 11.6 x 8.6 x 6.9 centimeters. It is definitely built for small hands, meaning not everyone will find the handling of the camera convenient. If you're considering buying the EOS R50, I would advise you to try it first. The consequence of such a tiny camera is the limited number of physical buttons. On top of the camera, you'll find the SOM knob with the main power switch. There is a dial for changing settings and a red movie button. Next to the shutter release button, you'll find a recessed ISO button. The remaining buttons can be found at the back, next to the LCD screen. There is an info button, a menu button, a playback button, and a 4-way button that holds the Q set button in the middle.